Little day hike in Maple Canyon. I've been climbing up here before, but I've never done this loop. And my buddy Scotty bandwagoning posted that he did this hike, and I was like, yeah, that sounds like fun. So this is the middle fork of Maple Canyon, down by Fountain Green. Perfect time to come and reflect on the last little while. We live in a crazy world right now. A lot of people fighting for space and resources. You know, I feel like that's really what it boils down to. You have religious fights and fights about LGBTQ communities and versus religion, and just a pandemic happening. You know, everybody's in that fight or flight mode and gotta get what's mine, you know. So we all know it's not about that, but about the, you know, fight to survive, right? No, I think it really is when it boils down to it. Played a show last night with the band I play in called Retrofect. That was fun. Now I'm in Maple Canyon hiking. I've been working a lot with the orchestral stuff, fixing orchestral instruments. Back to school, so we've got a lot of fun things happening in the shop. Lots of broken instruments that people need. Kids to learn how to express themselves musically need those instruments. Taking the orchestra projects and or the orchestra classes, you know. I think I've been here before. We went hiking up here once, or climbing rather. I'm hiking right now, but stuff's pretty fun to climb on. Maybe easier or harder than it looks. This is a conglomerate rock. I don't even know the geology behind it, but I imagine all these rocks just getting embedded in a big earth moving flow somehow. Yeah, I'm not sure if I go that way. Oh, it looks like I go this way. So really fascinating landscape around here. Very rocky. It's a river, definitely a riverbed formed this. I feel probably really fast. It probably happened really fast, I'm sure. Got a lot of these little round rocks embedded in the walls of the cliffs. It's probably just Earth moved real fast at one point. Man, going pretty much straight up. This is where I get my workout in, though. But at some point, after going up, it'll go down. And usually, you're witness to some pretty good scenery along the way. And some killer vistas on the way up around the top. And you just gotta enjoy the scenery on the way back down, too. I want to do these videos. They're longer. They kind of show some of the places I hike. If you've gotten this far, it must have been somewhat interesting, at least. Whether it be the commentary or the scenery. Wow, look at that. Just a cool area. Really cool cliffs, formations. Yeah, I wonder if people climb up that. That'd be crazy. Maybe not that one in particular, but definitely back there. There were some climbs, I'm sure. But anyway, if you made it this far in the video, I wonder if by chance you would want to see more of this kind of stuff. Also, whether you'd like me to more hike and less talk, I could shut up for a little while. If you want to just see the trails with a lot less commentary. I think what would be really rad is if you really come out here, kind of want to do this and just have long form conversation and some hike without a conversation, but film the whole hike, and it would be kind of a 2 or 3 hour deal where, you know, if you wanted to experience a hike to see how it is before you go on it, that would be cool, huh? And who knows if the camera's shaking a lot, you know? Or if it's pointed in the right direction. I don't even have the case open. Yep, it's still going. 10 minutes so far into this hike. We've probably gained a couple hundred feet at least in elevation gain. And so this hike, it's pretty. It's really pretty. It's a really cool canyon, but it's a steady uphill. Avid hikers would probably say, oh, it's moderate. Brand new hikers would say, oh, that's hard. So it could be difficult for people that aren't super in shape, kind of like myself. I'm panting over here, trying to gasp for air. Of course, there's still a lot of smoke in the air from the Northwest fires. I have some thoughts about that, if you guys want to hear. So, I believe we've been doing it wrong. Smokey the Bear kind of lied to us. Maybe not lied. Forest fires are rough, but you see all this undergrowth here, and just piles on top of itself year after year. That's probably from last year, those leaves. And here we are in the middle of summer, and that stuff just builds up along with pine needles and all this old dead wood they've cut away. And what you got is a whole bunch of dead wood that is just ready to burn, okay? Now, that happens obviously in nature. Lightning strikes an area, lights everything on fire, and we have a forest fire. But the thing is, that's supposed to happen more often than we've been letting it. So Smokey the Bear says, only you can prevent forest fires, but they're supposed to happen more frequently. Okay, so now here we are, 30 or 40 years into that campaign, with Smokey the Bear telling us to keep forest fires from happening. And while, yes, man-made fires are atrocious, and if we let it, it would happen quite a bit more often, I think. So, in one respect, I agree. But we've got all this stuff that we've prevented from burning for so long. And eventually, a fire will come rip through here, to clean things out. And fire helps the pine trees and the seeds to germinate, and allows them to create new trees. So that's how it's supposed to be. So, in a way, it's a good thing that there are fires in the Northwest. But here's the thing. Now, because of all the other things that we do to the air, we're in a situation where we're adding more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which is a greenhouse gas, as we all know. And the last couple summers, we've been feeling the effects of that with extended mild periods and not enough snow in the winter. And so, although there are supposed to be forest fires, now we're in a situation where it's compounding the problem of the carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases compounding in the air, and causing our Earth to warm faster than it should be. Well, a lot of that's on us, because this could be just a smaller fire if left to nature, because we had already been burning it in small increments throughout the last 50 years and keeping this big stuff from happening, right? So much stuff for it to just spread through. And we would be left with less of that problem in the air. And if we're careful with what we emit into the air through our fossil fuel burning and so on and so forth, us trying to create energy to charge our phones, to live our life in this weird futuristic world, right? So you know, there are things that we can do to keep that from happening, like lower consumption. Only drive when you need to, you know, working from home, and then using your car to go and do your trips into town, get your groceries, take trips, you know. But why are they, you know, making us go into the office when, you know, when we obviously have been able to make it through a pandemic with the working from home route, you know, and leave our gas consumption to more recreational and utilitarian, as opposed to just going to work every day, and not sharing cars, because we all got different places to be after work and before work. So everybody drives their own car. You know, we get it. We're all human, and we do the same thing that our fellow human are doing. And sometimes we judge them for, you know. But, you know, also cooking more at home. If we worked at home, we'd cook more at home. And we could go to the grocery store and buy more fresh ingredients to make our own food, rather than grabbing fast food on the way home from work in your car. You know, you'd be at home more if you were working from home. You just cook more as you need it, you know, and then put everything on solar panels. Everything. The sun is coming at us every day, at least for now. I mean, who knows how bad the smoke is going to get. But while we can, if we use solar power instead of burning the fossil fuels wherever power is made and sent to us, power plants that are burning coal still, to try to turn those turbines with the steam. We got our water tied up in that system. You know, it's all a huge, complex thing, and I could go on for a long time about it. I could keep going to tell you what's going on in the future, but if you pay attention, you can see what our world needs. And if you put it on yourself, what do I consume? You know, and you have more of these kind of conversations where you make a personal pact with yourself to live more clean and, frankly, more healthy. If you're out there wearing yourself out, driving in rush hour traffic, and you're eating that In-N-Out burger, which, trust me, is delicious, and getting more fat, using more caffeine to perpetuate the loop, because you need that little pick-me-up at the end of the day, or even in the middle of the day. after you get your first coffee crash in the morning. Oh, and then you need the sugar rush, so you get a donut to wake yourself up. And over time, that stuff kills you. Like, I know, I do enough of it myself, but I don't feel good when I do that for extended periods of time. My body does not work right. I know that, but it used to. When I was a kid, I could just rock on that stuff, you know. And ooh, some cool places. Anyway, that's why I try to do this stuff more. It reminds me of that stuff more. And I really try to keep my physical endurance up so I can come and do these hikes and really enjoy myself. And here it's important to keep your body moving in that regard. And you'll be happier because you'll get to experience this kind of thing even more. So, yeah, it's a big deal. Living. Big deal. And then trying to let somebody else do that, everything for you, you know? It's not a good idea. Having a president 3,000 miles away dictate your actions. I get it. I really do. It's easier to go about your life with your iPhones and iPads if somebody else is taking care of the heavy stuff, right? So, problem is, they also might be powerful enough to control. I think I should do the arch trail. To control the militaries and things like that. So maybe it's pretty steep. Maybe not. Maybe it just looks that way. So yeah, people in power like to boss people around. So if we got one guy up there, Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief, who's like, I'm gonna say where these troops come and go in the world, in places that we don't really have a reason to be, except for just to work with the people that are there, you know. So that's a complicated job, the presidency, because I mean, think about it. If you start sending people out, ooh, look at that arch, that's cool. You start sending people out to, combat these people that have a fight amongst themselves. And we go sticking our nose in it? What? I don't understand that, you know? And then it causes a lot of skirmishes. Because they warned us, get out. And then what happens? We drag our little American feet out. People get killed. Think about that. Say your brother or your son was over there, and these people already know what this feels like, but what about you? You're so far away. But sons of people we know dead now because somebody made a stupid choice. And now, you know, what happens if, okay, they killed some of ours. Well, it's our turn to go. We will avenge their deaths. Is that the decision you would make? I don't think I would. Especially if I knew my mistake was wrong. You're starting to say things, say on the medias, and people believe you, and they want that vengeance. But, dude, it's just wrong. Because we were there. They knew it was going to happen. We didn't do anything about it. I don't want to think about it too much, but the politics of the world hinge on certain people's opinions. Yeah, we've shown, I could go on about that for a long time. I don't really want to do that either. But I wonder how long this video is. Let's check it. 26. So I'm gonna keep this one short. I'm gonna stop and eat something. But yeah, I don't know if you really care for my ramblings, but I do have thoughts, and I hope you do too. And thoughts on how you personally can do your best to make the world around you a better place. And that's up to you, however you want to do that. But that's our job, I think. So take care of the world we live in. We only got one for now, till Elon Musk gets out into space. Maybe he'll find us another place to ruin. But anyway, time for me to eat. So I'm going to end a little video, and this is a good place as any. It's beautiful. This is Maple Canyon, everyone. Maple Canyon. Have a good day.